Hello, Epic 7 newbies, this is Suspect Amy, and I'm here to do a quick video about the difference between flat and percent main stats, and in what situations flat stats could be better. I also try my best to bust a couple of myths along the way. If you're new, you've probably heard by now that flat stats are trash, but how trash are they really? Are they 10% worse? 20% worse? If you have a really decent piece of gear with a flat main stat, how much are you actually nerfing your hero by equipping it? What I'm referring to specifically is the main stat on right side gear in Epic 7. This gear has a variable main stat. Sometimes it can be flat, like a raw 2,835 health, or it can be percent based, like 65% health. Same thing for attack and defense as well. For most of this video, I'll probably use health in my calculations because it's the second most important stat in Epic 7 behind speed. To start with, my recommendation if you're casual or new is to ignore this video until you get to late game. Some of you may know that I'm all in on gear score, and in all of my gear guides I don't give a horse's bum about stats. My guides hyper-focus on trying to get as many 100 plus gear score pieces on your account as possible, so that, technically, you should have a very good piece of gear for every situation that pops up. This will go a long way toward making sure you don't get overwhelmed or exhausted by Epic 7's gear system, while also saving you from accidentally setting your account back by tossing too many good pieces or upgrading too many bad pieces. But once you're late game and you're really getting crunched with inventory space, this is when you want to take your gear a bit more seriously. Things like making sure sub-stats complement each other, as well as align with main stats and sets. Part of this is re-evaluating your right side pieces with flat main stats. Let's start with the first myth. Flat main stats are only a little worse than percent main stats. This is very wrong. Flat main stats are incredibly underwhelming compared to percent main stats. There are 330 heroes in Epic 7. Let's just sort by health and go down about halfway. There you go. The rank 167th health hero is Victorica. She's at 5,461 health. Maxed out flat health will get you around 2,800 HP. But if she had the 65% health boost, she would get over 3,500. The percent-based HP is 25% higher, and this is on the most average health unit in the game. If you look at a very high health unit like Dragon Bride Senya, it's just ridiculous how laughable flat health is, with percent-based HP clocking in at 73% higher. If you put flat health on your Dragon Bride, you're really wasting her potential. Myth number 2, flat health is better on 3 and 4 star heroes because their base stats are much lower. This is also false. Let's take the absolute worst health hero in the entire game, Misty Chain, who's ranked dead last with about 3,900 HP. If we do the math on this unit, flat health is actually 11% better on her. But I can't stress how incredibly rare this is. By the time we go up the ranking and get to 319th overall with Judith, the difference is even. And at that point, health percent wins out the rest of the way. That means there are 11 heroes out of 330 where flat health is actually slightly better. So I can confidently say that there's pretty much never a situation where you want a flat main stat. Defense is just as bad where it starts to fall off above rank 313. And attack is a bit better where the fall-off happens at the 280th rank. However, with attack, at that stage you're just equipping flat attack on a bunch of soul weavers, so you could argue both percent and flat are a big waste. So when is a flat main stat better when it comes to a high-end late-game account? There is one situation where it comes out on top, but it's so rare it's not worth considering as a possibility. This situation is when you have a flat health main, combined with God tier rolls into the percent health substat. What are God tier rolls? I have no idea, but I personally calculate it like this. Take the mid roll for the substat, multiply it by 5, then add 1 max roll. So for health or any other 8% roller like attack or ER. The roll range is between 4% and 8%, so the mid roll is 6. Multiply that by 5 is 30, and then just add a max roll. There you have it. If you have any pieces of gear with 38% or higher as a health, attack, or whatever substat, then that piece is God tier. For speed, it's 19. For flat health, it's 1,095. I think you get the picture. So which one gives you more health? The piece with 65% main plus a God tier flat, or the piece with flat main and the God tier percent? On someone like Dragon Bride Senya, it's still the percent main stat piece, but the difference is significantly smaller, only 5%. With this piece of gear, anyone below the top 40 HP units in the game will actually perform better on the flat health piece. For example, Abigail, whose health scaling and ranked 44th, is already seeing 50 more HP. Personally, keeping a flat for the off chance you get a god tier health roll is not worth the minor benefit. Anyways, what I recommend is taking the time to go through your right side pieces, filtering out the flat main stats, and ditching any piece of gear that didn't get 3 or 4 rolls into the same substat. That's all I have today. Thanks for watching my video. Bye everyone!